Hey guys, it's Nikos with Nerd Fanboy, and I'm here to discuss collecting for the Sega Master System, specifically to the United States and TSC. However, in this video I will go over other regions as well. However, majority of this video is going to be about the United States Sega Master System collection. And I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and that's because this is the system that I got as a kid. This is the first system I ever got, and I remember that Christmas, I believe it was '88, when of course like I wanted a Nintendo, and I've been begging for one, and that was the year that I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real, and I was up all night. Didn't go to sleep at all, waiting for Christmas. And as soon as I looked under the tree and grabbed the biggest box, I had a Sega Master System. And at first, I was like, what the hell is this? And come to find out that the reason why my mom bought it is because her siblings, my aunts and uncles, their kids have one. So at first, I was disappointed. However, playing with them, growing up, it is a system that I fell in love. Now, with that being said, it wasn't very popular here, as we all know. And I believe there's about 114, 115 games in the United States library. However, especially in Europe and especially in Brazil, it was wildly popular, more popular than the NES. So it's still a system that's dear to my heart, and I actually have the complete in-box library for the US, and it's something I'm very proud of. And I'm not going to go over the games so much, like each individual game. To be honest, I haven't played all the games. However, I'm really going to target things that I feel are important to look out for and to keep in mind when you're searching, doing research, collecting, trying to buy, and trying to build up a collection for the Sega Master System. So I'm not going to get too much into the history and all that other stuff. I just want to show you some games, some variations, some interesting stuff in my collection. And also want to provide you information on if you need to figure out where to start as far as getting information as far as books go. These two are pretty decent books. The Sega Master System Encyclopedia by Derek Slayton. This was self-published and written by him. So when you go through this book, he goes over the US library for the Sega Master. Now, I got this information from Game Historian, and again, since this is a system that I love, I fell in love with it and I bought the book. And the cool thing about this book is, like I said, it goes over each individual game, and he gives pretty much his commentary, and he shows you screenshots. It's very colorful. However, I haven't read all of it, but from what I've read, from what I've heard, is that there are some grammatical errors, and some people tend to comment on the page quality itself. That feels more like stock paper as opposed to book quality paper. However, if you want to get some good information, this is a great book to buy. The hard cover is very nice. It's very sleek, and the color scheme, of course, is based off the Sega Master System. I just bought this book about a couple months ago, and this is the SG-1000, which is the Sega Master System in Japan, and the Sega Master System, which is the rest of the world. So it says it's edited by Robert B. DeCamp. However, when I went to go look on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, it's by him. So this gives, like I said, a history and talks about chipsets and what they were trying to achieve, and it's all in black and white, and it's a quick read, and it has a lot of references, a lot of citing, so it's something that if you want to know more of the history, you want to go over it, you should take a look at this. I think it was like $20, so that's a good buy. If books are not your thing, I would suggest, like, if you want to go look online on Instagram, there is a guy I follow. His handle name is Sega Collect, SEGACOLLECT. I believe he's European. I believe and he has every fucking Sega Master System, regardless of region, known to man, and the oddities, the rarities, the unique items, he has it. So check him out on Instagram. Also, go on www.smstributes.co.uk. Now, if you notice, when I go on YouTube and type in Sega Master System, you always see a lot of videos from people from the UK or from Europe. And again, that's because it was more popular there as opposed to over here. So sometimes it's hard getting more of the obscure information on the US collection because it wasn't as popular. But hopefully I'm going to try to achieve some of that today in this video. Also, if you want to check out another YouTube personality, if you don't know him by now, then I don't know what you've been doing, but John Hancock, I actually talked to him a couple of times via Twitter before he actually blew up. Very helpful, very nice guy, a lot of information. Why am I putting this down? And he has a complete collection as well. So we got that out of the way. And again, like I said, those websites, especially the UK one, the UK website is very good because it has pretty much a database of all the rarities, oddities, unique items, regardless of region. So if you're based in the US like me, don't be discouraged and just like write it off because it's Europe. They have information on the US collection, hands down. Okay, so right here, this was the first model, and it's the best model of the Sega Master System. As you can see, it looks kind of like Tron, like a retro style. 2 ports, power button, cartridge slot, card slot, AV out, AC adapter, RF out, and you use RF. You switch between channel 3 or 4. I don't have the re-release of the Sega Master System, the smaller unit, and I'm going to go into detail a little bit, not so much on the unit itself, but the games that were re-released as variations. I'm going to go over that in a later video. What I do also have is the power base converter, which is used for the Sega Genesis. Now, the thing when they designed the Sega Genesis is they kept a majority of the hardware from the Sega Master System, so it's able to play the Sega Master System games, which is pretty cool. And it also has a card slot, which the second Sega Master console that was released does not have. Now, I believe the only game that this doesn't play is F-16. And I think there's a few other cartridge games that it doesn't play, but I don't have the manual or anything for it. So you've probably seen this on multiple videos, heard about it. So I got a good deal on it, found it, and yeah. So I guess where we're going to start is the heavy hitters of the US collection. And you guys have probably already seen all of these before. Like I said, if you go on YouTube, check out John Hancock, or Mellow Jesus Rocks, that you can get your information from there. But to me, these are like the most expensive. Now there's other sought after games or rare games, but these are like the top. And again, I could have pulled them from my collection, but I spent like an hour just pulling these games alone. So I'm just gonna briefly go over this. Yeah, Power Strike, Golden Axe Warrior, and I would say the second rarest game on the Sega Master System is James Buster Douglas Knockout Fighting. And if you all notice, and sorry for the glare and sorry for the shitty camera, that US, NTC, NTSC, UPC codes all start with 10086, and that's how you know whether it's either NTSC or if it's a different number, then it's PAL. Now, all but one game from what I've noticed so far starts with 10086. There's one other game, and where is it? I'll put it somewhere. It's going to be RC Grand Prix. That game starts with a different UPC code, and I'll show you once I come back to it. I don't know where I put it, but that is an actual NTSC US game. So make sure you focus on that. You see that? See that? Golden Axe. Golden Axe has a sticker. Now let's get to the creme de la creme, the hardest game to find on the Sega Master System, and that is Sonic. A lot of people in their collection has Sonic the Hedgehog, but they have the PAL version. I have both. I have the PAL version, which PAL numbers always starts with 4974365, and then I have the US version. Now I know this UPC code is a little jacked up or whatever, but to find this game and to find any copy with this UPC code is damn near impossible. As far as the rarity goes, you know, when I go look on eBay, because I'm gonna use eBay as just a prime example, I see Power Strike, I see Golden Axe Warrior, I even see James Buster Douglas. James Buster Douglas might not be complete, but I see it on there. You never see this, never. So a lot of people, when they're trying to collect, they just get it's the same damn game, same manual, same artwork. Only difference is the UPC sticker, and this is what it's astronomical. I was fortunate to while I was collecting for Sega Master System, I was halfway through and actually came across a guy who was selling his whole collection, and with this game in it, and I decided to buy it. And then what I did was, to recoup my money, is I sold all my doubles, and I actually ended up paying, you know, I came out pretty far in the game, pretty far recouping my money back. So it was, I did the math in my head, and I was at like 62 games, and to collect the other 63 other games would have cost me more, as opposed to buying the collection outright and then selling the doubles. So I made out. So you gotta think smart like that. You gotta strategize. And so those are the heavy hitters. Now there's other ones out there, I'm sure, and if I miss them, I'm sorry, but you know, we're just gonna move forward and we're gonna talk about the Sega cards now. There are several Sega cards that are NTSC US based Master System games, and there are 7 of them. And I just want to go over, you know, Spy vs. Spy, My Hero, Super Tennis, Ghost House, Teddy Boy, F-16, Transpot. And again, the way you can notice is you see that UPC code. Boom. 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 Now I did pull out Great Soccer because I do have a card version of it, but then I realized, hold up, that's not it, because it didn't have a UPC code on the back. That's actually the Japanese one. So there are other regions that have cards that are not US based, but these right here are the US based ones. So you want to keep that in mind when you're collecting. Let's see. Now these games, I pulled out because to me they represent the sought after. I mean, some people use the term rare. It's subjective, but these ones are the ones to me. Like when I go on, I do a lot of research on eBay, obviously, and when I try to go do searches and try to find these games, a lot of them don't come up. So they're very sought after. The Activision ones, like Galaxy Force, Bomber Raid, Rampage, Cyborg Hunter, the color boxes ones, they're becoming more scarce, and you know, obviously the artwork is a lot more attractive than the traditional Sega Master System game. So, you know, if you see these, try to grab them up because they're just only going to go up. Same goes like with these low, you know, these are later releases in the library. Sorry for the glare. And to me, like Aerial Force, Ghouls and Ghosts, Dick Tracy, and Super Monaco GP, they are extremely hard to find online. Like, you know, to me, like when I go on eBay and look for these, and even the Castle of Illusion, and I would say Castle Illusion, it's a step below this, and I would say Michael Jackson Moonwalker, it's a step below that. But I had the hardest time finding these. Other people might have better, you know, better track record than I do and better experience trying to find them online. You know, for me personally, I rarely see these games come up. They're very hard to find, and when you do find them, they're very expensive. So anything like with this new Sega logo, Sega Master System logo, they're getting scarce as well. So you want to keep that in mind. And then you have like Spider-Man, and I have Strider right here. So these were PAL games that came over here, and then they just slapped the NTSC US UPC code, and they were sticker form. So again, the manual is going to be the same as the manual in PAL. Again, the only difference is going to be that UPC code. Same thing with Sonic. The reason why I have two Striders here is to show you the difference. Because the guy, you know, on eBay, they'll tell you, oh, you know, hey, I'm selling this game for 40, 50 bucks, and it's US, and then you're like, well, show me the back. And as you can see, 497 PAL 10086 US. So it's very important to look for that sticker. And some of the games in the library are like that. And again, manual, exactly the same. Exactly the same. But it's all about that UPC sticker, which is interesting because, you know, that's what makes Sega Master System collecting for the US very interesting, because it wasn't popular, so it's very sought after. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to get to the good stuff. Now, these are variations of... So when the Sega Master System 2 consoles, Sega Master, the second iteration of the Sega Master System was released, there were some games that were re-released, and instead of the artwork might slightly change, and the cartridge label, the color might have changed. So you might notice that, and some of the games, some more popular ones are out there that you'll see easily available. It's going to be California games. Sorry, I'm just going to stand up because of the glare. And Reggie Jackson baseball. So if I take these two, open it up, you see the blue cart version, and you see the red cart version. Now, the blue cart one was released later. And so the easy way to tell, like, even though like with these the artwork is the same, if you look at the manual on the back, if my camera's not focused, I'm sorry. You see they're slightly different. If you look at this one, which is the blue card, this one's going to say 1990. Look at the original one, the date's going to be 1989. So that's how you can tell. And some of them I don't have all the manuals to. And some of them are, the manuals are going to be, because since they look exactly the same, they're going to be mixed up. So that's another way to tell if you got the later version. So again, California Games is going to be one of those that you'll see online on eBay quite a bit. Same goes with Reggie Jackson baseball. I think this is the, yep, blue card, red card. Again, the manual, 1988, manual, 1990. So, you know, those are the ones you'll see a lot. You'll see them single, you know, loose, complete in box. But again, you know, if you're trying to collect variations, these are gonna be the two easiest ones to get. But the prices are just going up. Now here are some of the other ones. Black Belt has a variation, and Black Belt, I think people are starting to catch on. So I have 2 copies of the variation, and look at the back, and you tell like it's different with the action. But this is in TSC. So this one, they might not all be. That's another thing to keep in mind. They even though this is a re-release, some of the cards themselves don't have the blue label, but that's still that is correct. That is the correct label card for this iteration. So this one has the manual, and the manual, you see, look, the colors are different. Got the black, got the blue. 1990. This one, black, blue, hopefully different. 1986. So those are starting, you know, again, hard to find. Double Dragon, same artwork. Backs are almost the same, but slightly different. You look in this section right here. Again, sorry for the glare. And look at this section. It's bolder writing. Boom. Boom. The address is bigger. Blue card. Red card. Alright, now this is where it starts getting like fucking crazy, because this shit is just hard to find. Now you might see this label on you might see this, however, with this label compared to this, but the easiest way to tell the difference, because there are PAL ones that are like this, is again, well, I don't have the manual, but the manual is going to be different. But more importantly, again, it's all about that UPC code. So even though if you see this, if it has that 497, it's PAL. Duro Racer. You know, I just looked on eBay recently. This one, they have one out there that's going for $160. That's ridiculous. UPC code. UPC code. This one is complete in box. This one's complete in box. Red, blue. Now remember, black belt was different. Outrun. Golly. I have never, ever seen one of these. I didn't even find it on eBay. I found this on Shop Goodwill. And this is just game in box. But I'm good with that. Blue card. I have never seen one on eBay. I don't think I ever will. Like a fucking dog chewed through it. But it got it for like 30 bucks. Good with that. I'm good with that. Again, variations, artwork, the title, pictures the same. Backs are different. Got more pictures here, more writing. Not more writing, but you get what I'm saying. Very hard to find. Super hard. I'm sorry. When I said 160 bucks, that wasn't Outrun. I was talking about Enduro Racer. This one was recently going on eBay for 160 bucks, not Outrun. I'm sorry. So, blue label. Red label. And again, always check those manuals for that 1990 date. So now we're going to go over some variations, some other different variations that I found. So with Phantasy Star, you see that you have with backup battery. I guess what happened is they re-released this game with this, and they put a battery for a save state. So I was lucky to get that. Got out of nowhere. I haven't seen one since. And again, UPC, both good. Both have no different label. Both they're the same label. However, again, it's just the artwork. It's different. So that's pretty cool. If you don't know, Monopoly, Monopoly was released twice. First time it was released, it was misspelled. Monopoly, complete in box. And then they released the one with Monopoly, but I believe this is the one that's more rare because so many of these already came out. This one's very interesting to me because I discovered when I had two versions of this. This was slightly different, and they're the same. However, if you look at the UPC code right here, and you look at the UPC code of this one, this is Canada. So when I did some research online, apparently Canada have a lot of games that are SMS, and they have their own UPC code variation. So I think that's going to be the next big craze. I'm calling it. But as far as trying to find these, this is the only one I came across, so I was lucky to get that, and I kept that. And to go back to the variations, I don't have the red cart one, but again, the blue cart was released for, and this is also sought after / rare, whatever you want to call it, game. But there's a red cart version. And going back to as far as like the UPC code, what I was talking about, typically you'll see that 10086. This is a US NTSC game, but the UPC code is different. But this is like I said. So alright, video got cut off, overheated. these back up. Got to edit this. Sorry, the camera overheated. I gotta get a new camera. But here are examples of PAL versions. 497, 497. And again, this came in the collection that I bought. World Cup Italian. Some other ones. Blah. Yep. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Pretty cool. Can't wait to play that. See the difference. Jurassic Park. You can tell like the box art is slightly different. Squares are a lot smaller. Super Smash TV. Now I actually have what's considered one of the holy grails across the PAL Sega Master System and Sega Master System in general, and that is what is Smurfs 2. I definitely spent some money buying this. It's complete in box. I played it. It's legit. Had to import it. And, you know, it comes with a map, a book. Very clean. Very excited to have this. And so, yeah, that is that's all. That's my collection, and I was very excited to do this because I love Sega Master System. I do. I grew up with it. It's probably one of the few kids in the United States that had it. Me and my cousins. This is my favorite game on Sega Master System, and they said they beat the game. I doubt it. Like, I spent close to 30 years trying to beat this game. Well, no, I'm not that old. But like 20 years trying to beat this game. I still haven't beat it. I mean, I even cheated. Like, when the Sega, the cool thing about Sega Genesis is the port is exactly the same on the Sega Master. So I actually used this when Genesis came out. I bought this third-party Turbo Touch controller to turn on rapid fire to try to beat the game. Always made it to the last boss, but I can never beat it. So, you know, I had to go. I actually went online a few weeks ago to see the ending because I'd never seen the ending. So, but yeah, this is my favorite game. And the cool thing is I actually bought this because I didn't know they made this, because you don't see this in US. You never did. Rapid fire unit. You hook up Sega Master controller. You turn these switches on, and you can just hold down and do rapid fire. Again, UPC code, Europe. So that's all I have for the US collection for Sega Master System and some of the other cool oddities. Oh shit, I didn't go over this. I'm so sorry. I also want to show you some other stuff that collectors are collecting for. Back to US. This is a terrible video, but we're gonna make it work. Demo cards. These are some of the cards that used to be in kiosks and, you know, mom and pop video game stores or Blockbuster or whatever. And they're just, again, they're prototypes or demo cards to show when people will go in the store and play them and see if they want to buy them. So they had this big kiosk thing with that. I think it held like 12 or 16 games. And I actually have some of them here. Black Belt, Great Football, Gangster Town, Ghostbusters, Transpot, which is pretty cool, and Rambo. These are, there's so many others out there, but it seems right now these are the only ones I get my hands on. Very, very hard to find. I found a Fantasy Zone one. It went for $100 during this auction, and I was like, I'm done. I can't. So, again, sorry to exclude that, but I wanted to show you. These are also out there as well. So if you're looking to collect oddities and variations and demo cards, these are what they look like, and they work too. So Again, my name is Nikos with Nerd Fanboy. If you have any questions or concerns, if you like, dislike, have any comments, please feel free to leave them. I'm open to new information. If I misrepresented anything, please correct me. And I just want to share this stuff with you because there's not a lot of videos on Sega Master System regarding specifically to our nation. I see a lot of videos that are PAL, which is cool too. I mean, again, you get to learn about the different stuff because since it was so popular over in Europe, like, okay, like, Aerial Assault, Power Strike 2, awesome, very expensive, and apparently awesome games. So, again, if you have any comments, please like, subscribe, and this is Nikos with Nerd Fanboy, and I'm signing out.